Did you know that?
Huh?
Oh, because it says in the corner. Hello, we are live and we are Greater Manchester Doulas, a community interest company. I am Ellie and this is Amy. I'm not going to let her speak for herself. She bagsy not starting, so I've started now. That's the end of my start. The end.
I knew there was a reason that I often start. It's because it's actually the easiest bit. Because then you just say it and you pass it on.
You know, for next time.
You gave us a full title then. That was nice. We don't say it that often because it's so long.
It's a pretty long name even without the CIC bit.
Yeah.
So it's World Doula Week. We wanted to do it live every day. We failed.
We did. We knew that would happen.
I didn't. I had faith in us.
Yeah.
Is that where I went wrong?
Yeah.
So we didn't do a live every day. There's so many things that we did want to talk about. Partners, breastfeeding. Did we only do one live this week? Oh.
Maybe 2. Still, out of 7, that's pretty terrible.
That's poor.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. So today the theme is, how do you make a difference? And you is in capitals, so we had to assume that it meant you as a doula.
But it could go either way.
It could also mean, how do you make a difference, even though you're not a doula, on World Doula Week? So it made more sense for it to be us.
Yeah, I think we picked the right one there.
So Amy, how does Greater Manchester Doulas Community Interest Company make a difference?
Well, good question. I am 2 coffees in and still don't feel awake, so I don't know if I can answer the question.
How have the lottery decided that we make a difference?
Well, how did we tell the lottery that we make a difference? Well, I think that we make a difference in small ways and big ways, because when we hear from women after they've had their babies, maybe just after or years after, and they get in touch, and we often hear that sometimes it's just the smallest thing that we've said that was something they'd never heard before, and it triggered something to, within them to go on a slightly different path, or to question the path that they were on. So sometimes it's just saying things that nobody else says. Like, every aspect of maternity care is an opt-in system. You can say no to all of it if you want. No one really says that. We say it a lot. And I think even if that, stepping off entirely isn't for you, knowing that it's an option kind of makes you think, okay, so what else can I take control of? What else can I say no to or demand from the service that I'm using? And sometimes it's that it sparks that questioning, critical thinking kind of thing, and weighing up options and stuff like that. So sometimes it's small things that we say that make a difference, and sometimes it's, I don't know, I can't think of. I think it's lots of little things.
You're doing very well.
I don't know if it's big things. Maybe it is.
Maybe there's no such thing as a big difference. But I think, yeah, that's one of the things that make us is unique, is that we're honest about the system, and we know that it's hard to be honest about the system because it makes you unpopular. It's kind of easier to, and there's a lot of money to be made, I suppose, in not talking about the system and selling kind of ideas that if you just breathe right or are positive enough, that's going to make the difference to your birth. And it's not enough. It doesn't go far enough. Maybe if your circumstances are congruent with your beliefs. Maybe you don't need a plan for how to breathe. If your circumstance, if you make your setting right for you, then do you even need a birth plan? Do you even, it's very convenient and it's very easy, and it makes you much more like to say. It doesn't make you very popular to say what we say. We're surprised that we're still here because we are so honest. Because if we're not honest, what else is there? If we know what the system is like, if we know how a midwife is going to read that birth plan, if we know what's going to happen as soon as you leave your home or enter your door to someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart, but we still say, oh yeah, you can still have things your way, then we are complicit in the things that we are trying to help women to avoid. We don't think it's enough to support them by holding their hands through. We don't believe that birth trauma is inevitable. We don't believe that a lack of autonomy is inevitable, that a lack of respect and dignity is inevitable. So we don't teach women how to cope with that. What we say is it's not inevitable. It's completely in your control, whether you enter the sphere of this thing happening. Sorry if
Made us snoring so loud. Oh, she looks so happy though.
She's on the duvet. The duvet is the most coveted spot in the whole of the house. The floor duvet. That's your duvet for when you sleep over. It doesn't fit in the wash, so.
Nice.
The difference that we make is in the services that we offer as well. Not a lot of doulas are in a position to be able to offer the range of services that we do.
Yeah, and being a CIC is huge in the way that we work and what we're able to offer, and being able to offer all the different services, but also being able to offer those services for free. The dogs are making really weird noises. Being able to offer it for free or reduced cost to anyone that can't afford it makes a difference, because as we know from before being a CIC, working independently is that it's really difficult to work at an accessible price. So being able to do that works for us because it means that we can serve the community, and it works for the women because it makes it accessible to everyone, and all women deserve to be supported and held and made to feel awesome in their pregnancies and birth and parenthood journeys. So I think that sets us apart a little bit, and it means that we can make a wider difference maybe in the community. So that's something.
We don't shy away from the big stuff. That's another difference that we make by being different, I suppose. You can come to us with anything as well. When we are your doulas, or if you want some support from us, you don't have to just be pregnant and have a pregnancy question or a pregnancy issue. When we are your doulas, we are your doulas, and that means that we are there. We hold space for anything that comes up, and stuff will come up in your pregnancy that is not related to your pregnancy, because you are a woman with a whole and complex life, and stuff is going to come up during that pregnancy because it's just a period of time that you're going to want support with. And it's really great when we're working with a woman and she reaches out to us for something that's really unrelated to pregnancy and birth, because we know it has an impact. Of course it does. And we're really glad whenever that happens, because that increases our bond. It helps us to get to know you better. You get to know us in different situations and scenarios, and it means that you trust us with that. You trust us. You're bringing that to us because we've already showed you that we will hold space and we will listen and we will not judge you, and give you that space to figure out what you need, and that might just be to vent and go blah, but it also might be to figure something out. And we're not going to tell you what to do. We're not going to tell you what we did and think that that's the best thing that we could have done, and therefore that you can do. It's not how it works. So those skills and that relationship is the skills can be applied to so much more, and that doula relationship can go so much deeper than 2 meetings, a birth and a postnatal meeting. That's what we like. We like it when that happens.
Yeah, definitely. I think that one of the things that we are honest about on our website and we talk about quite a lot is that it's not us that necessarily makes the difference. I know that kind of goes against the title of the live, but we can't necessarily make a difference if the woman that we are supporting has no belief in herself, or she is looking externally for reassurance. It takes a woman to be in that place where she's ready to question what she's been told and to figure out what her own needs are and not just do what she's told. I think it takes a little bit of that to already be there for us to really make a difference, and that can be hard because we wish every woman was at that point. And if we could get every woman to that point, that would be awesome, but it's not always possible. Not everyone is there or nearly there, so it's not like a magic fix to anything, because we're there to support that woman and to reflect back the strength and the confidence that she already has. She might just need reminding of it, because the society that we're in doesn't really feed our self-confidence very well. It does the opposite. So we can make a difference, but I think the women that are ready to see that difference, to that they're making the difference themselves, if that makes sense, by getting to that point and being ready to be in that headspace of putting themselves first. I think it takes a lot to get there, and it's nice to meet women there, at that point. I don't know if that was relevant.
I feel like you kind of answered even if the question was, how do you make a difference, that you've answered that as well.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Do you have any tiny scissors?
Yeah.
Can I use them? Thanks. Anything else? How did a doula make a difference to you?
Oh,
whoa.
You can't throw that out there. Yeah, I think it was helpful for me that she did reflect back those same qualities that maybe I didn't fully embody, but I wanted to, and I think that makes a difference. And I knew that I could. If you have people around you who can see where you're at and where you want to be, then they support you on that journey. But all too often we're surrounded by people who want us either just as we are, which is quite nice, but sometimes they don't want us to change, or they also want us to be less confident and more quiet and more compliant. And yeah, we're not going to nurture those things in any woman. Maybe if you were just a bit quieter. Did you just lose it to the magnet?
Stuck.
That's going to be so loud on the mic.
Sorry. There's a lot of magnetic activity going on over here.
yeah, she showed me that because she was on the other side, and I think that makes a big difference. She was kind of more where I wanted to be, and she saw that in me, and I saw that in her, and it was good. But I kind of wish that I could go back and do it all again because I'm nowhere near where I am now. Yeah, you can't speed that up, but you can surround yourself by people who will respect that journey and fuel you on that rather than unfuel you.
Drain you?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get this needle back, otherwise no cord ties are getting finished. It might be loud. No, it's good. I got it.
Grand. You want to speak a little bit about how we don't shy away from big things or not?
Big things.
Would you rather shy away from?
Oh wait. Big things like the maternity system.
Yeah, but I also mean like death.
Oh yeah. See, that was the opposite of shying away from.
Yeah, you really leaned into that.
That was yeah. Yeah, I mean you can't shy away from the big things because I mean birth is a big thing. It's a very normal thing, but it's a big thing. And it's life. So it encompasses all sorts of other big things. And because, we treat women holistically because they are a whole complex woman, it's not just, you can't just focus on that one aspect. And things like death, they come up a lot, in conversations because a lot of the fear that we have around birth is also around death. So we are always open to talking about the big stuff. It's not off the table for us at all because we understand how interlinked it is. And I mean, one of our groups is Women Reclaiming Birth, but really it's women reclaiming everything, including birth, life, death, everything in between, because it's all connected, and the skills that we use to support women in pregnancy and birth, we would also use to support women in any other journey that they were on, including a journey that involves death. So those same skills are used, and in the same way we hold space for all of those things. I don't know if that covered it. Was that big enough?
I think you covered it. Yeah. Is that it?
I don't know.
The end? I feel like you've still got something else.
No,
I feel like you've got a little fire burning.
I don't know. I mean, I've always got a bit of a fire burning.
Yeah. What's burning there? It's alright if it goes
I don't know. I don't know if there is anything specific. I think that there's a lot that we were going to cover this week, and maybe there's more there that we should come back to on other days. Alive every day of the week is just not, it's not doable. I don't know why we even thought that it was. I don't know why I thought that it was, especially with we had a crazy weekend last weekend. So as many of you will have seen from the pictures and the videos. So last weekend.
Oh yeah.
What did we do?
Oh yeah.
Just blocked it out.
Yeah, we did.
So yeah, this week it just kind of fell apart a little bit, but
we're pulling it back.
Yeah, we just held space for it to fall apart, and it's fine. So yeah.
Okay, well, that's 20 minutes.
Brill. We're so full of life today. Okay, right. Thank you, anyone who watched. If you want to share at any point how a doula has made a difference in your life, it doesn't need to be us, it can be anyone. Please do share. You can share it on our page. You can speak to us directly. We could do a Facebook Live about it. Yeah, get in touch, or if you want us to talk more on any specific topic that we missed this week, yeah, we'd love to do that.
And if you want to work with us privately,
also get in touch. You can do that by email. Our email address is hello@greatermanchesterdoulas.com. Email us, or you can have a look at our website or message us through Facebook. And any of the services that we offer, they can be one-off or long-term. We have funding for the next 3 years, so that's a big one. So yeah, if you like the look of any of our services and you look at the price and you think that maybe is too much, we can still help. We can support you, partially funded, fully funded. So yeah, please do drop us a message. Don't hesitate. And yeah, and also, yeah, any topic. It doesn't have to be birth related. We also support women who are not pregnant, not planning to be, and we call that a with woman package. I hate the word package. We still don't have a good word for it.
Amy said clientele today.
Oh no, that's awful. I hate it.
We support clientele with our packages. It'd be so funny if we actually got used to saying package and then we look back at this video and like, oh no.
Yeah, well, no. There has to be a better word. If anyone has a better word for the word
not
package,
bundle either.
That isn't bundle, but that has the same meaning, please do let us know, because we are stuck, and every time we say it, we also vomit in our mouths. So, yeah, cool. Okay, that's us. Bye.
Bye.